doing it. So it was a very interesting, somewhat off-putting start because it's kind of saying this is not going to be your safe Disney Plus feature. Not at all. We got glass in the shoes starting off.
Brian, Moon Knight, what did you think?
So I might be thinking mixing my movies up, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. If I am, I'm sure they'll let me know about it. But it gave me, I want to say Red Dragon, the Hannibal Lecter movie. This house, like when he was like plotting and you don't see his face, but he's like setting up for some murdery shit. That's what I felt like. It gave me real serial killer. You know where the bodies are.
Yeah.
I did think it was hilarious that he took that shot of water like it was alcohol. But I guess like if you in the desert, that kind of is like,
right? Quench your thirst.
Shot o'clock.
You know?
but no, I'm super excited because Ethan Hawke has bashed Marvel movies in the past. So for him to sell out or buy in, my bad, he didn't sell.
No,
it's a buy-in.
No.
He bought in.
It was a neighborly gesture because him and Oscar Isaac are neighbors. So
hey,
don't you want to do a thing? And then bring your potato salad to the barbecue.
Why don't you come on over?
Nah, Ethan Hawke has raisins in his potato salad.
My God, that's a whole other thing.
Actually, no.
With sandals like that, he got
wait.
No, I mean, Puerto Ricans wear those sandals, so don't do that.
No,
Ethan Hawke doesn't make potato salad, but the person that he gets to bring it does put raisins in there. That's what it is.
You're right.
He phones that in. That's not even him.
God.
Yeah.
Don't do that to those people.
He hasn't touched anything in the kitchen in years.
Thank you. He drops a single word, and somebody's like, "Sir," and he's like, "Ooh, raisins!" Like, yeah.
Okay.
He said, "Thank you, Karen."
Well, I think in this one, her name's Deborah.
Man.
So we
Karen
get.
Jr.
Oh my God, we get our transition. We finally get to meet Steven, and right away we kind of get an intro to what his issue is. He's chained up to the bed and notices 50 Shades of Grey types of chained up. This is much more of a like, don't go nowhere. Like a kid on a leash.
This is my first problem with this show right here.
I mean, I think my problem comes after your problem, so I'm gonna let you go with your first problem.
Well, okay, so in terms of the leash, right? It is a very simple, it's just connected to his ankle. It's not locked. It's not like, I'm like, yo, in terms of security, this is kind of trash, my guy. Like there's not, all this is just some kink stuff. Like, I don't even know why this is considered security right now. This is just some full on, put your other leg in the other, strap and stretch it out. Like that's all it is. He ordered this security stuff on Wish. It's not the same. Yeah.
It's dead ass like a belt buckle strap.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he takes it off and puts that on for the rest of the day. That's what
exactly what it is. Exactly what it does.
Multitasking items.
Like, that's not security. Not security.
He said, I work in a gift shop, bro. This is what I can afford.
So we get this like morning montage of how Steven lives his life. And we're supposed to get this vibe that he is just this down on his luck, sweet as can be, goofball. He's got a fish with one fin, and there goes our Nemo reference.
Get your Disney out of my Marvel.
You gotta put your Disney in all of it.
I've had enough.
So what you're saying is the sand around that was from Aladdin, right?
Look, yeah, it's all
yeah.
It's all there. So this is where my first problem came in, and it might just be me personally. Oscar Isaac is one of the most fascinating people of like this generation, like this time period. I can't believe, no matter how good of an actor he is, that he's some down on his luck, like sad person who has no one to call.
Come on,
sir,
like,
you are beautiful.
Like, how? First of all, they put him in like the tightest pants ever, so all you could see was his ass. I was like, God damn.
That was by design. That was by design.
I was like, I know costumes knew what she was doing out there.
She was like, hey, I'm trying to see Oscar's Isaac. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Let's go.
They knew John Boyega's tuning in. They was like, yo.
Let me see your Poe Dameron right quick.
Yeah, but it's also a little bit of a departure how he is in the comic books. I don't remember him being as sad. I think he was a bit more manic than in the comic book. So what do you guys think of the two different portrayals of Stephen Grant? And then we'll start with Brian McMoonite over there.
So I think I was distracted by how good of a performance he's given in just the first episode. Because like I love Oscar Isaac, and it's just like I know Marvel movies, they're all like great actors for the most part. You know, that was shout outs to Chris Pratt. That was for you, Yali. Gotcha. But you know, Marvel movies, as they've gotten, you know, bigger budgets, bigger, you know, franchises and stuff, it has become popcorn film. Like really good popcorn films, but like his accent, chef's kiss.
Man,
Like,
man.
like, like what?
I'm not gonna lie, I did have to look up like where is he from?
Yo, facts. Like, yo, the and that is it's Vic. That's why you my guy. I was literally just about to say the fact that I don't know Oscar Isaac's ethnicity
Mm-hmm,
like,
mm-hmm,
speaks volumes.
mm-hmm.
Like
He's mi
to
gente.
me.
He's
Is
people.
he?
He's people.
Never would have
What?
guessed.
He's mi gente.
Never,
For real. Never
never
would have guessed that.
He has like 7 names, and when he was on SNL, he said he told the studio to pick 2, and they picked the 2 white ones. So that's his joke. But he's like the Hector Martinez. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, oh, that's
Smart
people.
man.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's love.
Legally, did you know that you're only allowed to have 7 names?
Oh.
Like
that's
that's
the cap.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
that's the cap?
legal cap. It's 7 names.
Oh, well, then he
You're only
made
allowed 7.
it.
Who made that rule? There's like, all right, this is enough.
Somebody else that had a real long name was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not 7.
Yeah.
7.
No, it was definitely like the clerk at Ellis Island. He was like, all right, 7 and we're out of here. Like, stamping
That's
it.
amazing.
But one episode in, I did feel like, all right, they're kind of over pushing the fact that he's a loser. And I guess that's when we get to like the Mark Spector part of the show. It's like they're so different. But and Moon Knight's like a sociopath in the comic books. I don't know if Disney Plus.
They're not ready for that conversation just yet.
Yeah, no.
Not
at
really.
all.
Not really.
Episode 5, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think about the depiction of our boy Stevie?
So he kind of reminded me of Rufus Sewell from circa like A Knight's Tale, right? With the eye thing. Like he kind of had that going. And it was kind of interesting to see him try to play like I'm kooky, but still kind of attractive. Because I mean, he still pulled old girl, and I don't. I mean, well, I'm
She
sure
was
that
gorgeous.
was.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but I do believe that it was actually Mark who pulled
But that was
her.
definitely Mark.
But I'm saying though,
What about
visually,
Kayla?
It's still the same face.
visually, you know, even though he's got, you know, the Nutty Professor jumping off, she still was into it quite a bit. So yeah, I did like that. I also like that they did do a balance of that whole, he's not such a apologetic British person that still will like allow you to call him out his name. Because, you know, as much as he was apologizing, I'm late, I'm sorry. Every time she called him Stevie, it's Steven. Like, took the name tag and was like, you see,
Steven.
it says Steven. Don't call me Stevie. So, like, there was a balance there that I thought was kind of interesting for them to set up. But it's very difficult to look at him and not see Oscar Isaacs. It's very difficult.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just like, you want me to believe nobody talked to him at lunch?
Yeah.
Like, they should be all swimming around this man at lunch.
It doesn't matter how dry his perm gets. I'm still like,
oh my god, his hair was a little dry.
That thing was yeah. I mean, you know, he be
you know what I'm saying?
He's in an Egyptian museum. He's like, oh, it has to seem dry. He's committed. He's trying to get that tour guide job.
Is that what
He's
it is?
Oh,
That's what it is.
Put some sand on
Jazz
him.
says there are too many Steves in the MCU.
I mean, it's quite a few.
Right.
There's quite a few.
There's a lot of so many.
I mean, literally, there should be only one. Only one.
Ooh, that's for you, Jazz.
That's all I'm saying.
That's for you, Jazz. So we get to meet Steve. We get to see how his life is at the museum. We meet his boss, who's like a prima bitch. No, I'm sorry to say it. I had a question. I tried to look it up. I couldn't figure it out. Is this the same British museum that Killmonger did that whole thing with?
I don't think so.
Is it the same one?
So.
Well, so
I'm
like,
not saying Britain can't have more than one museum, but I just thought like maybe that's something they did.
Britain has all the museums.
So that's an interesting question too, because the other question is it the same museum that Cersei worked at?
Mm-hmm, yep, another museum.
Right.
Okay.
But I don't think that it is. For whatever reason, those are not
next door.
They're neighboring
right?
museums.
Like,
So we're just gonna visit all the museums in the MCU in Britain. We're gonna see. So far, we saw 3 of them.
That's why it's the MCU, connected through museums.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I'm not gonna front. That was one of my gripes, though. I'm just gonna put that out there. I need to see more cohesion.
They gave it to you at museums.
No.
They said, "Look, same building."
I need more. I need more.
Oh god. So again, that was another issue. It's just like, again, for those who read the comics, Steven, even when he's Steven, he's still kind of like that creepy guy, you don't want to like fuck with, but like no, everyone has like no problems like being an asshole towards him. So like that was kind of like hard to watch. And then we kind of get into like the shift of like, oh, now we about to give him some stuff. He's trying to go to sleep, but we have this montage of him not trying to go to sleep, and he's playing with the Rubik's Cube. And this is kind of like an off-topic thing, but what do you do when you're trying to stay awake? Because in my mind, a video where someone's talking to me is just gonna put me to sleep like immediately.
bore you to sleep.
Yeah, like because you have those tapes like where you want to learn a language in your sleep. Like that's what it reminded me of. I'm like, he's gonna speak total French by the time he wakes up out of this thing. So what do you guys do to fall or at least stay awake?
I have such an unrealistic fear from that episode of Dexter's Lab that if I fall asleep with like a language tape, I'm gonna wake up and only
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage. I'll be looking at Rosetta Stone like, no,
get away from me.
Get away from me.
You're gonna take me over. It's a brainwashing.
So with the title of King of the Mixies comes a lot of late nights out. So I just don't get in the bed. Right? Works like a charm. Like my man definitely got comfortable to try not to fall asleep. Put the PJs on, lay down, turn the lights low.
Listen, I've never been to London, but I've heard tale that they have an active nightlife. So why is he going home? Go to a club, get you that rave action. There
you go. Be up all night.
All night, no worries.
Joseph says he thinks it is the museum from the Eternals. So look at that.
See, I'm gonna need to see something.
See Cersei walk past.
She gotta walk past.
She's
tan around.
She's
off world. She's off
world.
world.
Kit Harington. Then I need Kit to just be like.
Sprite's back on Earth. She can
she's growing up, and she growing up.
Yeah, she could be in class. It's field trip.
Oh, look at us! Come get us!
Come get us!
That's all I'm saying. And they ain't even got to interact just yet. Just put them in the background somewhere. I just need to see that connection. That's all.
So then, after we see his attempt to stay awake, he obviously falls asleep because he did all of the wrong things, and he wakes up in some field with his jaw knocked to the right. Just
that was disgusting. That was worse than the glass in the shoe.
Yeah, what a visual. I was like, oh god. So he wakes up as Steve, and he's like, what the heck is going on? Next thing he gets shot at. Which, by the way, why is there no like eagerness to get away from the bullets? Like he was the slowest.
And he was going in a straight line.
In a straight line.
no serpentine patterns.
Zigzag.
Steve don't know what to do. Steve has no idea what to do. He was just
like, I'm like, baby, they're shooting at you. And the guys had like the same aim as like stormtroopers. So it's just like, it's fine no matter what.
He was Rickon Stark on Game of Thrones, like, bro, just turn left.
Do this. You're good.
Yeah, so we get to see kind of sort of like what it is that he deals with his disorder, which is I found those scenes where he were jumping back and forth. Like I appreciated that they tried to show like how disorienting it was, because to watch it the first time it was really disorienting. Like, wait, what? But like even the way it visually changed, it was like sort of grainy and mixy. Like you couldn't like fully focus on it. So I really enjoyed that. But I just also want to say he definitely had a date. The best steakhouse is London famous for steak? Like, could someone tell me? I was like, damn.
Fish and chips is what I would have guessed. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't think that they were going for steak. And she didn't seem British either, so I don't know.
I mean, first of all, the idea that he agreed to a steak dinner and being a vegan, I was like, sir.
Right.
I did it all for the nookie. I get it. I get what you're doing, my guy. But that might be a little much. That might be a little much. That's the antithesis of your whole perspective right here. I don't know.
He
I mean, she was
said,
bad
"If
though.
I eat meat, she eats my meat." That's what he
Mm, mm,
said.
He
Chocolate chip
said
connect.
mm,
he said meat
mm.
for meat, meat for
Right.
meat.
So what do you guys think of how they show Steven dealing with his mental health and his disorder, like the way it was done? Would you have done it differently? I know in the comics it's a bit easier to show it because you have like enough panels, but in this situation we have to make it look like in real life. So is this your ideal way of doing it? Would have you done it differently? And we'll start off with Victor.
I actually adored the way that they showed him transition, specifically because it's a Disney Plus piece. I thought
Mhm.
that was one of the best parts because it was safe. You could have a level of destruction, disparity, and it wouldn't really violate the Disney clause because we never actually saw it. And that made the mystery of it fantastic. I loved it.
What about you, Brian Knight?
I was about to say that's not my name.
Brian Knight. Look at the bottom of your screen, Scotty.
Who the fuck is Brian? Why
Who are
you
you
calling me
talking about?
Brian.
Laters, Gators?
No, no, he just had a moment. He's like,
He
you ain't
just Moon
see.
Knighted on us.
I was gonna say you
Yeah,
saw the
Welcome
screen
back.
out for a second.
Welcome back, Matt.
Right.
I was about to say, damn, y'all. It's not like I haven't known you for like 15 years.
Dang, dang. Oh no, Matt's in control now. Give us back the other guy.
You're like, oh, the idiot's awake. But no, Vic, I agree 100%. I loved the fact that they didn't show the switch because
Mhm.
a lot of movies to like try to show the acting range, they'll show the actor like go from one temperament to another. Oh, look at how he did that. But yeah,
Mhm.
the fact that it was like blackout, come back, and he's like, oh, what happened? And like I love the fact that we haven't seen like Mark in action
Yeah,
yet. Like I
yeah,
thought that was like a really dope choice.
that was super sweet.
So we get a little bit of his what he's experiencing. Again, it just showed like the whole tape and the one chain and the sand is really not thorough at all. And we also he ends up inside this weird town that looks like anywhere Holland or
Right.
something.
Anywhere, that was
Anywhere
Children of
Holland.
the Corn.
Anywhere in Holland. And we see Arthur Harrow again, which is Ethan Hawke, not Kevin Bacon. No matter how many times people keep saying
Man,
it's
he
Kevin
was
Bacon.
giving mad Kevin Bacon
He was giving
vibes,
mad Kevin
though.
Bacon. I was like, ooh, you
Huge
sure it's not
Kevin
him?
Bacon vibes. 6 degrees of himself.
Yes,
6
absolutely.
degrees
And
so
hold on.
6 degrees of bacon.
Joseph said he loves the solo maneuver, listed lazy to the left. He loved the cuts, the boom bam, beat up the guys. Yeah, that was my other issue, but we'll get to that. So we get to see Arthur Harrow, what he's about. He's kind of like this chosen one, this
Mhm.
messiah. And people are swarming in to see him like he's the Pope, and oh, judge me, judge me. And he has this, the staff and the tattoo, and the old lady's like, oh, judge me next. And then he just kills her. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
I mean, listen,
I,
I
I
didn't
wish you
believe
would have
that
told
old
me
lady
what she
anyway.
did.
No, no, no,
I
no,
wonder
no,
what she
no,
did
no,
to
Yeah,
her.
no. I didn't believe her
that
when she
accent,
came up.
that accent. Nah, you did some shit.
You did some stuff, girl. Stop
She's
playing.
like,
Stop
You
playing.
you
I've
definitely
read her
called. You
whole
definitely
life.
She definitely
See,
called the cops on some kids on her lawn for no
listen,
reason. Right?
I'm gonna be honest. What I wanted was like, again, y'all know me. I'm loving the continuity building and the way that you can just kind of implement something and just give it a little Hail Hydra and just watch her face and then she dies. Like, give me something that
Like
connects her to the greater history that we've experienced already.
Oh yeah, that would have been fire.
Right?
That would've
Like,
been
you're like, I've been good, sir. 2 words.
fire.
Hydra. You know about that?
She's like, you got me.
So
All right.
this Arthur Harrow is a bit of also a change from how he is in the comic books too. So we're seeing a lot of changes, which I think are probably made just because it's on Disney Plus, and I think there's only as far as they're willing to go. But what
Right.
is it you think he is judging them for? Is he trying to have only the best of the best be left on Earth? He's trying to do a little Thanos thing, like only you. Is it random? Like, what do you feel like his intentions are? And we're only on episode 1. We're going with Matt. Your name is Brian today, just in case you're wondering.
Thank you for the
Brian.
clarification.
Matt, what do you think Arthur is up to?
Yeah, because in the comics, isn't he kind of like a under player? Like he's not really like that important.
Mhm.
I did read some fan theories that they think Marvel doing Marvel. He's actually another character. They don't. I haven't heard who, and this is
Right.
like a
Mephisto.
disguise. It always comes up Mephisto.
I heard it
But
was
this would
Mephisto several
this
times.
would be a
This
time
would be a good one. This
to
would be a
put
good
him
one.
in.
Anytime.
Yeah. Yeah.
This would be a good time. But I really like the character because I like that little subtle thing. Like after he killed the old lady, he like tried to catch her before she fell. Like he like reached out. He's like, oh shit, wait, you were supposed to slow her. Like so I did like that like sociopathic like nah, I'm doing this for the greater good. He's like, but I'm a nice guy. Like I'm not a good guy. And to answer your question, I do have to jump ahead just a bit. I do feel like they did telegraph kind of where the show's going, where he was saying that like, oh, Ahmet, was that the guy that he
I
serves,
mean,
was that
yeah.
her name?
Mhm.
That he was saying like, oh yeah, she got tired of waiting to see who was going to be bad, so she just used her future abilities to see him be bad. I feel like that's going to be like that moral moment, like, oh, you're serving a god, we all choose our path. Like the whole this is like the Egyptian lore version of Winter Soldier with
There you go.
the sky copter thing that I'm
Not
forgetting the
saying I
name
wore
of.
this on purpose, but I
Look,
was
yeah,
with you, bro.
my man. But yeah, but that whole Hydra program was like, oh, like we're eliminating threats before they happen. Like, oh, that's the moral. Where's the good in that? I feel like
Right.
we're getting that type of story.
Yeah.
Vic, what do you
Yeah.
think is Arthur Harrow's big plot?
So I honestly think that he doesn't have one. I think he's literally a vessel, and this is going to be a battle of the gods. That it's a matter of he's right in his understanding, not necessarily of his execution. But having said that, that little dialogue that he has at the museum, and he's running the list of all the bad people that Amit could have handled. Why was Thanos not one of them? Can someone
Because he
explain that to me?
related. He
Can
related.
someone explain to me why
That's
Thanos
right.
was not one of those
He
people?
said because he was spitting.
And that's what
I
he
mean, I'm
said.
just saying. I'm just saying, like,
He
give
was
me,
on
give
the
me,
sun
give
over
me some.
there.
Whether if he doesn't say Thanos, why doesn't he say Loki? Why doesn't he say like, give us somebody that's been a credible threat to Earth, and been like, Ahmet could have stopped that. So that way we're portraying this like that was a great sort of, hey, no, she's not bad. These bad people, she would have caught them. But then again, this world that we live in of this MCU, put it in context to the stuff that they know. Like they speak this. How come they didn't do that? That made me sad. That made me so sad.
Joseph says, I don't even think Arthur knows the god involved in this are almost entirely like eldritch gods. So it's like weird and such. I lived a
Are
good
they?
life. I believe you.
He said, oh,
Yeah.
my tattoo turned green. Yep. It's like, no, sir, that's an infection.
That's
You
my
got that,
tattoo is moving. No,
you got
sir,
that at
you're
Black Ink
hallucinating.
Crew in New York?
Right.
Oh, baby.
Like who did that for you?
Caesar?
No. Your tattoos moves. Oh, the Wakandans ain't even on that. That's fire right there.
That's some
That
new
is
shit.
fire. Get it.
So Arthur wants the beetle, the scarab that Steven has, and that talk about, I think Marvel loves a car chase, like a car scene, like, but this time in a cupcake truck. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I like it was like our first real time of seeing like all the personalities kind of interact with each other. Like he's gonna get his kill, or like switch with
Yeah,
us,
that was
switch with us,
hilarious.
like, and then he was just, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch, and then they come back and forth, and him just being like very confused about all of it. Like I really love that like Marvel thinks about the bigger picture of how to explain it. But why do you think they love car chases so damn much? Because like all of them have them, like even
Ka-chow.
well, I know the last time was like that was our big Subaru commercial, so I was like, well, what do they have with
Right.
cupcakes? So, like,
The company that makes the cupcakes is really big in Europe. They're trying to get them.
No, but
Yeah.
Exactly.
did you enjoy this chase scene in the realm of many of chase scenes that we've gotten in cars? Like, where does this rank for you guys?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean,
We got a lot.
we do have a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
And many in Britain. So think about that.
It's not my top 10 though. It's definitely not my top 10.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling the sugary.
The highway chase scene on Winter Soldier is definitely in the top
absolutely.
5.
Without question. Without question. Black Panther also rates higher.
Oh,
like,
yes. Absolutely.
Captain
I'm trying to think.
Right. Like Civil War had a better one.
The one Hawkeye. I love the one in Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is top 5. Hawkeye's top 5.
That might be like top 3.
No, absolutely.
We can just stop talking about the car chases right there. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Actually, one of the things that I didn't like about it was, okay, so as we are to assume, the voice of Khonshu is who is the overall narrator that's talking about who's the idiot that's in charge or whatever. This is one of those moments where, to showcase the skill set of both this voice as well as Mark, when they stop the car, right? Or he when Stevie wakes up, sweet Stevie, wakes up and he stops and those guys get out of the car. I wanted that to be something where they told him to do it. Because what I would have wanted was that the logs falling down was a part of the plan. Like, that's how dope Mark is, that he was like, boom, 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 boom. And then even though you came back, he's like, stop. And he's like, why am I stopping? He's like, wait for it.
That would have been fire.
Boom, 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 boom. And you're like,
they need to come get us.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know, because as people compare Moon Knight to the Marvel version of Batman, that would be a Batman move where this thing that he did over there that you thought was an accidental, he just got lucky. He's like, no, this was part of the plan. Wait for it. Gotcha. Like, that would have been sweet.
That would have been.
It would have been.
I'm sorry.
No, the writer room just be missing us all the time.
They said it was intended. It wasn't fire. But now, Vic, I'm like, I agree with you completely. That's like actually an amazing idea. Now I'm mad that didn't happen. But I do say, along the lines of you saying like about the different skill sets for each guy, I did not like how Steven literally said, I don't have my license, and then started bodying the most Rainbow Road.
Come on, man.
Of all time.
Come on.
He said, what am I doing? I don't even have a license. Skirt.
Backwards, bro. Backwards.
Didn't hit no rail.
Whipping.
He was drifting.
I just needed a banana. He just needed to throw a banana with the fuck all shit up.
I was waiting for him to give a monologue about family. Like, he was killing it.
Like,
What you know about those Toretto cakes in the back? That's what
that was definitely the Toretto Cupcake Company. Yo.
Oh my! Look at us putting everything together.
Did that car run on Vin Diesel?
Get him! Yo, don't even get us. Get him! Get him! He's right here.
Come with me.
For your joy.
So we find ourselves back in Britain somehow. No, again, Steven.
He just
we don't know how he got there.
What
he's
town
back.
was he in?
Man.
I told you anywhere Holland.
It was the same town that Peter ended up in Far From Home when he got hit by the train.
Yep.
It was the same spot.
That's the connection.
It's
So
a nexus point.
Nemo is no longer Nemo anymore. He missed his date, so he was gone for 2 days. Apparently, he knows this woman well enough that they have a nickname with each other because she called him Punchy, and you don't just call somebody Punchy.
No. She wasn't calling him Punchy as a nickname. She was calling what he was doing Punchy.
I thought she was calling him Punchy.
That's a little British. That's a British like slang joint.
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Like you cheeky. Oh, that's cheeky.
Cheeky.
You gonna call me? You gonna call me like now? Really?
You got some balls.
But it was so sad. It was so sad. I was saying he missed his date. So at this point he's like, again, starting to realize like something really is up. There's something wrong with the fish. The lady said I was here about the fish earlier. Like, no, I wasn't. Things are amiss. He goes to his job. And I love how he tried to tell the security guard, like, you can't let people in here because someone is following me. And the dude's just like, it's a free museum. Like, what do you want me to do?
The most rational response ever. He's like, bro, it's a free museum.
You can't let people out.
I would have honestly been like, bro, you look a little sketchy.
He's like, yo, all right, you know what? Get out.
Bounce, bro.
Oh, God. So Arthur ends up there.
Wait, hold on, Yali. I got to go back to this date situation.
Mm-hmm.
If dude called you, right?
Me, okay.
And was like, and was like, yo, I'm at the restaurant, like, what's good? And you're like, no, you stood me up. And he's like, no, it's Friday. Like, today is Friday. I'm at the restaurant. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm here right now. Would you give him a little grace because he clearly thought today was the day?
If you like Oscar Isaac, hell yeah, I'm gonna be over there. Is it Friday, baby? let me hurry up.
You know what's funny? Like, my semi-toxic ass was like, bro, you better tell her about your sleep disorder.
Right.
Like, yo, this ain't an icebreaker, but yo, I suffer from like sleep apnea. Like, yo, I've been asleep for 2 days.
Listen, right? Like,
I'm so sorry.
My CPAP.
Right? Like, yo, are you sure it's Sunday? Because I literally just woke up. Like,
if it's Oscar Isaac or he looks like Oscar Isaac, no, I'm gonna show up.
You're gonna be like, You gonna have to make this up to me. You gonna make it up to me.
He's like, oh baby, I got chains in my room. Ooh, dude. That's what we're not supposed to be talking about that. So yeah.
Nah, I couldn't go to bed with that dude. He's got sand on his floor. That means he just literally has sand in his bed. Now to get shot in my house.
Sand in the bed is the worst. Oh, y'all
gotta see how that works. You gotta see how it works. Gotta see it through, my boy. Nope. Do
they have like I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been like a debate on Twitter. So when Steven and Arthur were having a conversation, Arthur mentions the word Avatar. Mm-hmm. And Steven says, oh, like the anime. People are saying like, no, he meant Avatar, like the blue ones that Disney owns.
Well, he started with that one. Yeah, he started with that one and then
yeah, but like people are fighting about which one is the one that was meant to be talking about, and I'm like not sure why we're arguing about this on Twitter.
He said both.
He said both. Yeah.
He said the blue people. Yeah. He said the blue people, and then he kept talking. He's like, "Oh, you mean like the anime?
You mean like the anime?"
No, people are like, "No, it's only the one." I was like, "Or it's nothing." So stop arguing about it, Twitter. It's annoying.
I just knew you were gonna say like people are arguing that Avatar is not anime.
I was just about to say
that's not what they're arguing about.
I don't want to get roasted, but is Avatar technically an anime?
Does it have a beach episode?
Yes.
Then it's an anime. Thank you. Take that from me, the lady who works at Crunchyroll. It's an anime.
It does. It does.
It does have a beach episode. That's funny as shit. Yeah. You just kind of.
If it has a beach episode, it's an anime. Period. So we have like a cool exchange there. I love, like, one of the things I really love is the graphics or how the show was like designed, because like the zombie mummy dog things were like super cool and like actually really like for real scary. Mm-hmm. And then when they were showing like the god that Steven can see and like how the big that shit was scary looking.
That wasn't okay.
It was so terrifying. Mm-hmm. And I really liked that I remember in some of the press stuff they were saying like it really is trying to be like a horror film, but to like actually see it, it was like, yeah, that's I get that vibe. So how do you guys feel like this being? It's technically supposed to be Disney's or Marvel's second attempt at horror, because New Mutants was supposed to be their horror film.
That doesn't count. That was Fox.
What movie was that?
That was Fox. That doesn't count.
It's on Disney Plus, so it counts.
Yeah, no, it's a different party.
So how do you feel about this kind of being not only supposed to be Disney's first attempt at like Marvel horror, but also knowing that like our next film is Doctor Strange, which also kind of blends into that horror thing? Do you feel like this is kind of their kind of next wave with the phase 4? Are we going to get a bit more scary with it, or this is just a way to like introduce us to what's going to come with like Blade and the Midnight Suns? Like, is this just a like, hey, when we do the horror thing, it's going to look like this, or is this all of the MCU is going to end up somehow being like this? What do you guys think? Because I'm fine if it is all going to be horror stuff, because we've had a lot of lovey-dovey, cute shit, crying, right. Let's scare the grown-ups stuff. The people who started with this stuff are all grown now. Like, so let this stuff grow up with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can still sell toys to my kid, but like the person who has to watch this shit, make it for me.
I mean, the person has to pay for the tickets.
Yeah.
No, I think they're definitely gonna like start playing with genre a bit more, which is gonna be amazing. I mean, we had superheroes, right? And we have cosmic level superheroes. We start off with magic. Now we're gonna go to the occult. So yeah, it's only right that we're gonna see different variations of it. But I didn't like, as scary as that imagery was, I didn't feel like it affected the overall tone to be scary. So it was kind of like the Mummy level scary. Like, there might be a jump scare, but it's really like, oh shit, you got me. That was funny. Like, it was one of those kind of spooky things. But I can see them tiptoeing into horror-esque stuff like from here on. That would be dope.
Yeah, I'd be with that. I'm definitely agreeing with you, Vic. Again, so wise, such a wise man. But our good buddy Joseph Davis has said this a while ago that he feels like Marvel's going to start to like you were saying, Vic, like have tiers, like street level crime, Avenger level threats, cosmic level threats, like with the Midnight Suns coming, or MI13, whatever they want to call it this go around of the two. I feel like that they will be dealing in like the supernatural realm, so it'll be like their pocket. But I'm with it. I'm calling bullshit that if you hear someone's loose dog in the museum at night, that you're going to investigate. Because
Hey,
No,
I'm
hey.
not.
he's a sweetie.
No,
I'm
In his
not.
mind, it was the
I'm not.
cutest dog he could picture in his
Yali,
mind.
Yali. I know you claiming Isaacs for the culture, but that was some stuff.
Yeah,
That wasn't. We don't we don't do that. We don't do that.
yeah.
I'm not
Some
claiming for the culture.
We
He
don't. We
is,
don't.
but
You know what I'm saying?
little bit of this.
We don't do that. We don't do that. Okay.
Yo,
We're,
especially because he works the gift shop, so you gotta imagine the gift shop's near the front door. You ain't seen nobody bring no dog in all day.
nope. So if I'm hearing the dog, especially no. First and foremost, if I'm like, yo, y'all don't hear that? If nobody else responds, it's time to go. I'm not
I'm out.
investigating anything.
Minnie
Not at
K
all.
says he would love more street level crime, more Daredevil, Luke Cage. I feel like
It's on the
that'd be
way.
dope too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, on the way.
so the episode ends with him being, I guess, what are Arthur's minions called? We'll figure out what they're supposed to be. But they're trying to get that beetle. They want that beetle back. And the mayor scene where it's Mark, we officially Mark saying like, "Yo,
That was the dope scene. That
let
was
me
amazing.
save you." He's
Oh,
like, "What?"
what?
He's like, "Let me save us." Like,
So
um,
good.
it was very cool. But I will say, when the transformation does happen, I didn't like it.
That's
Something
the part
about it
that
felt like
tech timeout.
inorganic. It
Throw
felt
it.
inorganic. I couldn't do it. I was just like, for real? Like, he ain't got a ring and like, I don't know. I didn't like it. It didn't feel right. I felt like if he was supposed to be like this, because remember, it's supposed to be in his fucking head. Like, I remember it like he had to like put the costume on and like go through shit. And now it's just like this magical Green Lantern ring where he just transforms like Sailor Moon. So
You
I
love
didn't like
Sailor
that part.
Moon.
I love
Right.
Sailor Moon, but he's Moon Knight. You see, there's a difference.
No,
Sailor
no, no,
Sailor
no.
Moon
Yeah, I
Knight.
was gonna
No.
say, Yali, that's not you right there. You gotta be
Sailor
Sailor
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight from
Right.
now
Sailor
on.
Moon
So
Knight.
I did not like the transformation at all. I want to ask, how did you guys like that scene, and how did you like the reveal of the Moon Knight? And Brian Moon Knight himself can go first.
I cut him slack because it was a TV show and it looked like it was a TV show transformation, but I was rolling because again I don't see how a physical suit for this how they're trying to fast action 6 episodes. He don't got time to change. Like, so there's just like we don't have time to let him suit up. Like, so we got a new idea. So I wasn't mad at it. It did look a little bit cheesy, but
Mhm,
when he shows up on the big screen, I'm sure it'll be fire. It'll be
mhm.
fire. Wishful thinking.
You listen. We're focusing on moons. You're reaching for the stars right now, my guy.
You got
You doing it. You
another.
doing it. The celestial bodies. I so I'll be honest. What I wanted was for it to be more in his head right now. That Mark takes over, and maybe we see like little glimpses through the mirror of
Mm,
what Steven sees, and he can see Moon Knight, but that's not what he looks like.
Exactly.
Like that's something that maybe he'll when we get to Mr. Knight is Steven's attempt at trying to build what it is that he saw in the mirror. Like that, I want it to be way more cerebral than what they gave us.
that
That's
would have been fire.
yeah,
That's what I thought it was going to be. Like he was going to switch and he was going to see Moon Knight, but it's actually just him still in his like khakis and outfit he got from Abercrombie. So I was
right.
just like, it's going to be that, but like the whole like. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
we had more
I
budget for Nemo than we did this outfit. Like,
I was really surprised that we got the suit in the first episode. I didn't think that they were gonna show it, or like I thought that they were gonna like start the transformation and that would have like cut out.
hmm
I did like how they didn't show him like beat the dog piss out of that dog
Right.
monster.
That was amazing.
I
That was
did
amazing.
like that.
Yeah,
He
when
was
that
you know,
trying to
scene
get
Peter
out.
came
was
He
out,
was,
waiting. Like, go
he
ahead,
was like, ah.
go ahead.
when the scene came out, I was like, oh shit. Did he just throw a sink?
Yo,
Oh my god.
and then the dog tried to get out. He was like, wait.
No, no.
I made a
Amazing.
mistake.
Oh, so you're a cat lover. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man.
Yeah. So I'm glad. Yeah. I don't know. So it's the first episode. I want to ask you like your overall rating of the first episode. We had a lot of these shows so far, and a lot of some of the first episodes are just like really, really good. Like I really enjoyed the first episode of WandaVision. I felt like it really put us in the world like immediately, and we knew what we were getting. I think Loki needed time to build up. I really liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier's first episode, I felt like we really knew what we were getting into. Same with What If, that first episode, like, oh my god, like amazing. So what do you guys think about this as the first episode, our start off, our jumping point, and not only just the jumping point for the show, but this is our first Marvel thing from Disney Marvel in 2022. So like, it's got a lot to do. So we're gonna start off with you, Vic. What do you think?
As a first episode, it was very meh for me. I got to shout out to Fantastic Frankie. Sorry. She, was also on the meh. It was okay. My rating for this, of course, is looking at the fact that Moon Knight as a character is brand new. We don't know this character, so I needed this first episode to grab hard. Establish itself within the lore that we already know of the MCU and give us all the goodness, because that's what all the other shows did. We knew these characters already, so they could go in a little lighter because we already knew them. We already understood what the stakes were, everything like that. This is brand new territory. We need to set the stage for what Mark is or isn't, and where he is in the greater scheme of this whole MCU conversation, and it doesn't do that. If you're not going to do that, give us 2 episodes. Don't just give us the 1, because that wasn't enough to really, like, I'm going to watch it regardless. But if I wasn't me, I would have been like, and we're not coming back.
What about you, Brian?
Fuck is Brian?
You're in control. It's Brian in control. Step into the light, honey. It's
Nah,
your turn.
Vic, you just kind of been in my brain this whole episode,
bro. We together, bro. Look, we in this.
Cause I felt the exact same way, that by them giving me more, I liked it less. If that makes sense, because it's like I would have liked episode 1. I know it's only 6 episodes, so I would have liked episode 1 to be about Steven. And then I thought it would have been dope if episode 2 was the same episode as episode 1, but from Mark's side of the coin. So you got to see
Put him in the writer's room, people.
Look, man,
put him in there.
Like, you would have got to see like the car chase and everything again, and then like what Mark did, they flipped it like that to show like, oh, it's dead ass 2 separate characters that were working with. But I know because it's 6 episodes they wouldn't have. But yeah, I'm rolling with it as the first episode. I wasn't mad at it. Like, I'm excited because it's something new. So I think the fact that it's something so disconnected from the main MCU continuing, like that like got bonus points for it. Okay. So it gave it a booster. I will say, I got a theory. I give y'all a theory before we get out of here. I think the beetle, the scarab thing, I think it's in the fish tank. And I think he killed the one-legged fish accidentally, putting it in the fish tank. And he was just like, fuck, I can't have a fish tank with no fish. That's the first place they're gonna look. They're gonna look right here. So he went and watered another fish. I don't know if he like tossed it in there and like hit the fish. And he's like, oh shit.
Nemo, no. No, his name's Gus.
And we skipped past it because it wasn't really like a major thing. But why Mark out here accepting dates? Who's Kathy? Like, why he out here accepting dates? Yo, she been blowing
and Layla, and he had Layla.
It was Layla. That was the name, not Kathy.
Layla was blowing it.
Layla called nonstop.
Man, she said for months.
Months.
Hey, Mark got that game.
Look,
Mark put it down. I don't know nobody that I'm still calling. You ain't
with no response.
None for months.
Oh my god.
Well, he rolls it out. You want to see my Moon Knight, baby?
He gave her that po. He gave her that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh damn.
No. She be like, oh damn,
That's oh damn,
I'm gonna say true to fashion as the born hater I am. I did not like this episode at all. I felt like as much as it tried to do something that was good or like new for the genre, I was like, there was another attempt they did, which was Hellstrom, that they had on Hulu, which was like horror to like the 10th degree, and I thought maybe they would borrow some of that. And plus the Hellstrom twins are part of the whole Midnight Sun thing, so I thought, oh, maybe they'll borrow some of that grit, and it just wasn't there. But I have faith in Oscar Isaac's ability to do something. He did take like a hit for like Apocalypse, so like you gotta be like,
he wasn't in that movie.
He wasn't.
No. I refuse.
Oh, that was Ivan Ooze. You're right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But
I have faith in Oscar Isaac, and I have faith in the character because Moon Knight's one of my favorite ones, just because he's so different from everything else. But I'm also a little bit worried because if you look at the cast of Avengers we're bringing together, it's a lot of happy, cheery people. I don't see him gelling with like Shang-Chi and Miss Marvel, or like this is a lot of kids running around, and you want
mad,
this
mad
murderer to hang out with
children.
the kids.
Mad children.
Um,
No,
so
he's gonna be
yeah,
the tour guide. What are you talking about? Like, he's like, hey
Nah,
guys, no, this is gonna be amazing until something
I
pops off.
I can't
yeah.
wait to see like Steven interact with like Happy Hogan. I think that would be like the funniest shit ever.
But
Happy's like, who the fuck is this guy?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
uh, but that kind of concludes our roundup of episode 1. Again, there wasn't very much going on, but it was still enough for us to kind of be like, we'll see what goes. So I'm gonna let you guys do your shameless promos, and we're gonna start with Victor Dandridge. And just for fair warning, don't say how are you doing 3 times, because like you did with Stephen Amell and them.
So what? So here's the funny thing with that. The reason why I said that so many times because I couldn't hear them respond.
So it's their fault.
No. It was actually the microphones. They kept cutting out, and so I couldn't hear them respond. So I'm like, are y'all actually speaking to me right now? Do y'all hear me? Like it was legit when I was like,
am I being ignored?
am I being ignored right now? Like, I will throw this microphone down right now.
You gonna
I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking
And like
to you.
Arrow anyway.
Yeah. Flash was better. No, I would never. But no. So you guys can find me at Vintage In House on all forms of social media. Definitely check out You Create Comics. That's the letter UCRE, the number 8 comics.com. If you want to bring comics into your classroom, I'm teaching. I'm showing people all the goodness on how to write stories, create characters, and make your own goodness from start to finish.
All right, and Matt this time, because I don't know what Brian has going
Brat.
on. Brat.
When I fused.
What you are. What does Matt have going on?
Matt's got a lot going on. So does Brian too, I guess. Brian will see you in 2 more weeks. Back here. But Matt, you can find me at _menace2 sobriety on Instagram, and working with the lovely people at Fandom on the Dragon Ball for Life podcast every Wednesday, where content meets culture, where we mix in some EBT with some DBZ. You dig me? You can find that at DB4L _pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, look at that. And I am Yali. I'm here at Fandom Spotlight all the time, dealing with these guys. And don't forget to check out The Governor Reacts on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, we got VCR Redo. And make sure you check out DB4L's giveaway. They're giving away a $50 gift card to atsuko.com. And
we got a budget.
We got budget. And we'll see you guys next week, same time. But this time, we're going to have Joseph and Jazz join us. It's going to be JYJ, which is a K-pop group, if you guys know anything. So anyway, we'll see you guys.
That sounds like a brand of KY jelly. That's what JY jelly.
And we'll see you guys under the next moon night. Until then, bye-bye. Freaking pervert.